The Inspector General for the Post Office has a bright new idea about how to save the Post Office. It's been circulating around. Elizabeth Warren has endorsed it in an op-ed. It's that the Post Office should offer banking services to those in underbanked, underserved areas. These are predominantly poor communities where residents don't have access to credit, to loans, to those kinds of services. Jeff Mackey is here to tell us if this is a bright idea or if this is just stupid. He's host of Breakout. What do you think? Is this the way to save the Post Office, which recorded a $1 billion operating loss last year?
No, it's not.
Why not?
I want this idea to work so much.
Okay.
I do.
Why wouldn't it?
I do. It wouldn't work because it's a bad business, and it's simply a bad business to be in those neighborhoods. It also, by the way, assumes that the folks in those neighborhoods don't have access to busing to get to where there are branches. But the bank branches are being closed, not just in poor neighborhoods, but neighborhoods all over the country because they're obsolete. That's one problem. The other problem is that buried within these proposals, and the Postmaster General, his idea was that they could make money doing this. That'd be a profit motive because it's the poor people are getting gouged.
Yeah.
The problem is buried in the actual proposals is the idea that they should not, in fact, be able to make money because they would then be capitalizing on the poor people, and so
not make money, not gouge them,
not gouge, but the Post Office
not be extortionist in the way that payday lenders are and check cashing places are that charge exorbitant interest rates to where some of these folks are paying 10% of their incomes to fees just to access financial services.
The problem with the government assembly line is it's akin to stuffing a redwood in one side of the factory to get a toothpick out the other end. And so what they would do is they'd come up with this idea. The Post Office has these branches. It's nice. And then they'd stuff it in there. They'd layer bureaucracy on top of it. They'd layer the idea that some profit good, too much profit bad. And so you'd have all these different layers. You'd have to regulate them, but not in the same way you regulate normal banks. So you'd have to create another layer of this bank oversight, which doesn't work in the first place. And by the time you got done with it, the Post Office would be losing more money than it is already.
So it's the opposite of a money-saving effort or a new revenue stream. It would actually cost them money. But
you'd be employing all type of government workers. If you want the Obama administration to start hiring back federal workers, you hire a bunch of these cops to oversee this ridiculous Byzantine Rube Goldberg plan.
And they'd be doing something good. They would be giving services to people that can't access them for less of an extortionist fee than some of these other businesses that exist.
Again, a nice idea, but this isn't the solution.
Okay, so what's going to save the Post Office? The Post Office is in dire straits. It's self-funded. It can't continue to be unless it finds a new revenue stream.
Exhibit A, the Post Office itself being in this much financial problem is why the government being involved at all simply won't work. They should raise the price of a stamp.
Why?
Mister, it's just this simple.
Okay, this is what I argue. The Post Office is the one thing, the Post Office is self-funded. It's the one thing that I believe the government and taxpayers should support. I would be happy with the government paying for the Post Office and subsidizing the price of sending mail. I think that's one of the key services that government should provide, more than just about any other thing I can think of besides maybe roads.
You know how much I love you. But you started that with self-funded. And then from there, we ended up not being self-funded
at all. It's the one thing that I think the government should actually pay for.
Then you should get rid of the entire false premise that they're self-funded. If you made this a free enterprise system, you're able to send a Valentine's Day. I'm sure you're going to get my Valentine's Day card
FedEx or
3
UPS,
days ago
expensive.
for 5 times as much. For 50 cents, under 50 cents, I can send a piece of paper cross-country Valentine's Day card to you. It'll get there in 2 or 3 days.
As you should be able to, Jeff Mackey. I want your love for 50 cents.
Then stop lying about it being self-funded. You know what?
No, I'm saying it shouldn't be. I'm saying it shouldn't be.
Right, so the government should pick up the tab.
Change the way that it is set up. The government should pick up the tab.
That's entirely different than making them banks. If they're going to be self-funded, if they're going to be self-funded, the Post Office, that is, the Post Office should be charging me $1.50, $2 to send you a Valentine's Day card. If they're not able to do that, if they're not able to be part of the free market, then keep the price of a stamp at 49 cents. Get rid of the entire stupid fake idea that this is a self-funded enterprise. And for the love of all that is holy, don't make them into banks.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Let us know what you think.
Problem solved, America. You're welcome.
Post something in the comment section below or connect with us on Facebook or Twitter.
Yahoo!